Well, hey there. Welcome to the Pawpaw Chronicles and More with Jim. Well, today I am out here trying to collect pollen. Oh, quite a bit of it. A little bit windy. Got to hold the cup up a little close. Got a little beetle in there. This one here looks like it's ready to release pollen. You know, something I want to share with you, as a lot of you know, I try to make as many observations as I possibly can. And I try to think about the observations that I'm seeing. And one of the things I've noticed is when it comes to the flower of the pawpaw, when the puddles, the outer puddles, and actually the inner puddles, begin to curl outward, that's letting you know that it's pretty much ready to send pollen, or it's extremely close. Yeah, I got a lot of pollen out of that one. All I do is take the paintbrush, and I go up into the flower and I tickle the little round ball that you see in there, and right in the center you see the stamens of the flower. This one here is ready. This is an NC1. I'm getting quite a bit of pollen out of this tree. This one here is ready to get pollen. I wish you could see it up close because I can actually see the pollen falling out of that flower into the cup. Well, last night and the night before last, we had a little bit of a frost, just a light frost, not an extremely heavy frost, but a frost nonetheless, that a few of the flowers got burnt. And although I can't lift this flower up because it's so high up there, let's see, no. A lot of times what I do is I flip the flower up and I look inside, and you can see by looking at the flower whether or not it's willing to release pollen. There. Oh yeah, that's a lot of pollen. There's more there to be had. Now, I like to utilize a cup that has the black inside because I can actually see the pollen in there. I can move my brush around in there and I can pick up a lot of pollen. Let me show you here. You can see the pollen clinging to that brush, camel hair type brush, paintbrush. But anyways, and what I'm going to do for this year, I'm going to pull pollen from the NC1, since the NC1 has flowered earlier than the others, which means it's a little bit of ahead of the others. We still yet do have flowers that need to further develop. And what will happen is I'll pull pollen from the other ones to force pollinate these younger flowers. because those are going to be your female. The flowers that I just pulled pollen from, they've converted over to a male. The pawpaw flower starts out as a female flower. And when you look inside that flower at the stamens, you can see shininess. That means that they're ready to accept pollen. Now, the pollen from this tree is not going to pollinate this tree here. They're not self-pollinating, which means I'll have to pull pollen from the other trees. But the problem of the matter is the other trees are not as far developed as the NC1. And I think it may be because of the variety. It's a northern variety from Ontario, Canada. But when I force pollinate into the other trees, which I have a good candidate to pollinate, a sunflower, and behind it another really good candidate is overlease. And what I'll do is when I get done pollinating, I'll take a little bag like this with a drawstring and draw it up around that flower to keep anything from getting in there. That way I know what pollinated that flower. And if I get a fruit set, I can actually say that the fruit, that the seed, not the fruit, the seed itself is a cross between NC1 sunflower, NC1 overlease. So I have control on what that seed will be. And me personally, I would categorize that as Premier Seed Select. I ended up with quite a bit of pollen from what little bit I've taken from here, which I have quite a few flowers that I can visit and pollinate. But anyways, my name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Don't forget to click on that bell for any notifications. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. Y'all have a God bless day.